This is Tenra, a world rife with bloodshed and war, where no family goes without the death in their home, and the Reaper lurks around every corner. Once the land had been peaceful. When the mysterious Shinto priesthood first appeared, they kept a stranglehold on each nation. With their exceptional technology, they supplied weapons only to those who served their interests. But ever since Yorese, the phantom star, fell and splintered the earth, the priesthood has been split in two. Just as Yashima, the heart of Tenra, shattered, so did the mysterious organization. Some went south, others north. Without a unified priesthood and the Northern Court's decision to distribute their technology to the masses, wars become ever more gruesome. All nations in Tenra are controlled by one of these two factions, but their conflicts are open and endless. In an age like this, it seems hopeless to challenge their authority, but some, very few in the world, recognize this disaster for what it is, an opportunity. On this central continent not far from where the Phantom Star fell lays Ryurinchu, the Dragon-Scale territories, a land ruled by 6 charismatic regions, all vying for power over one another in constant wars. Among them, none are quite so eager for bloodshed as the nation of Huxen. Secluded to the mountainous regions without access to the bountiful sea, nobody expected much from them. But in the past few decades, their expansionist war has spread throughout their territory in every direction. Even Oga, the heart of the northern priesthood, were left with no choice but to intervene. This is because Huxen, amongst all the nations in Tenra, is one of the few not under the influence of the priesthood. Accepting neither aid nor their orders, it is perhaps the only truly free nation in the world. To be born in Huxen is to accept a life of wartime suffering, yet some yearn for it. Ambitious souls, not fit for a normal world, unable to live a life chained down by authority. Yes, you may loathe to be born in Huxen, but some will travel all the way from Edo, the hellscape of the world, just to get a taste of its rare flavor of war.
Hello, I am Kotetsu, and you really did my family dirty by describing my home as such a horrible place. To me, it is the greatest place in the world. Why? Because I love weapons. But sadly, I believe this land has run dry. The wars in Edo may be bloody, and though my side is always the victor, I need new inspiration. And yet, there was a time I cannot help but think back to, a time before I departed, when I encountered one of the ancients of the priesthood in person.
A masked woman with a glassy orb instead of an eye joined the Edo-born lady on the veranda. Looking over the battlefield draped in ashen blood, only the mechanical monstrosity built by Kotetsu remained standing. I wonder when all of these pointless conflicts will finally come to an end. If you continue down this path, then you will not live much longer.
If it wasn't for this monster, you wouldn't even be here right now, or know my name. So who are you to judge me for my choices?
Is being known so important?
It is the only way to live forever. Though I got the last word in, I felt a bit conflicted. Why did she seem so doubtful of my method, if she walks the same path? I did not understand, but I will not stop my pursuit of perfection. But maybe I need somebody to follow in my legacy.
Oh, what a twisted mind. Inhuman even. But perhaps it is understandable. For one of Edo who has only known war, to seek the distant lands of Huxen, yes, this we can rationalize. But sadly, such people draw others to them. Kotetsu may lack a true human heart, but she is not alone in this fact. East of the Dragon-Scale territories is the land of the Oni. Oni, the man-eating beast native to the world of Tenra. Some say they have lived here since before humans. Though, contrary to its name, it is not a peaceful place for the Oni. No, most nations in this land despise them, and hunt them in even greater numbers than the rest of Tenra. Let us follow Survivor of this ongoing purge as he enters the Dragon-Scale territories. Traveling on foot, through the hostile lands of Torigoe, he reaches the mountains.
I am Mihal, the crane's voice. My tribe was all killed by the Shinto priesthood. Though I know little of the world, I pursue knowledge to bring them back to life. Long ago, I learned the ways of the Omniuji, mystics who manipulate the world around them. But I need a mentor to further my pursuit of the art before I can achieve my goal. On my trip, I once found my mind wandering from my goal when I saw a strange sight. A spirit conjured by an Omnuji, lingering over the graves. When I approached her, she seemed alert at first. My mind ached, as though it was hiding something from me, but the spirit settled my thoughts. Their touch was warm, drawing over my cheek, but before I could embrace them back, the screams of an old man howled behind me. Before I knew it, the Shiki was gone. He did as so many of them do and called me a monster, so naturally I killed him. And though it calmed me down, I felt as if something precious had slipped from my mind.
Perhaps there's some kernel of truth to the rumor of the Oni. Though he did not devour the human whole, his life has been snuffed out, laid to rest among his unliving kin. A boy like this likely seems like different from war. But not all in Hakusen live for bloodshed either. Some despise it even, though perhaps not for the reasons you may think. Such a soul readies himself in the stables of an unknown home, wishing to make the most of a moonlit night.
My name is Ghost Sukaru. In my life, I always resented the limitations of my flesh. All throughout it, I have done my best to overcome it. Be it through prosthesis or other means, I dedicated every moment of my life to this research. I was left to a state I could not recover from, but somehow, I overcame it all. I was no longer human and had fulfilled my objective. Now, I need more. My search for these greater heights has stumped me. The shadow ascended. I want nothing to do with my past. And yet, one last thread has found its way to me. A monk who once aided me in the past, shambling through the doors on this night, bloody tears running down his face.
You need to end it. You need to end it. That accursed place in South Oga. It has wrought terrors once more. The place that gave you this form has given shape to a new devil. Help me!
Without hesitation, I cut him down on the spot. He has become a lost soul, an Asura. More importantly, he was in a position, and in death, he seemed to recognize this. But as he passed away, his tortured soul showed me a faint vision. A vision of someone, something that would make my stomach turn. Have I had one?
His death came with such swiftness. Unable to utter the true meaning of his request, it seemed that the weight of some past bond had been lost completely. And yet, the thought was forced to linger in his mind. No matter how detached you may be from the world, you will inevitably fall victim to your fate. Yes, the last of our caste here came to Hakusen for freedom. Seeking peace deep in the forest, he hides in the stomach of a mechanical beast.
Hello, audience. I'm Nanako. I'm a mercenary, but if you want my services, you better have a lot of coin. I don't do things for cheap. My life is too valuable. You might say some of that was my childhood, but like that other lady, I hail from Edo, and in Edo, your childhood is even more of a fight for your life. My machine, the Ghost Mantis, like a nephew to me, that was my brother's rig, a true work of art. We earned it for ourselves on the battlefield of that bloody continent, and I have taken care of it ever since. It's my home now. You can't get this in the city. But as you're about to see, the city finds its way to me.
Get dressed.
Oh, collarbones, my weakness. Wait, you're nothing but skin and bones. Let me cook you something nice.
Huh? Well, if you're offering.
How about my specialty? Let's just take a little bit of the special reserve pepper? Hmm? Now you're hot. Now why don't you tell me why you're here?
Well, you got me. But you don't want to pull that trigger. If you do, then you'll have all of Huxen against you. I have a job for you. From Emperor Buren of Huxen. Some may come to drag you to the lion's den, but those brave few who come willingly can find greatness lining every inch of their pockets. Whether this be in gold or glory is up to you, as long as you survive. But worry not, for your heart may be painted an awful color, but these mountains do not mind. Come one, come all, come to Huxen and grab your fate by the horns. In this mountainous nation, those with a heavy fate upon their shoulders will eventually find their way to the great castle in Huxen's capital. And though they have different reasons, some are more related than you might think.
Hey, nice to see you off the continent. What's the family up to? How's your mom?
What are you doing here?
Job?
Same.
Oh no, this is probably not my kind of job.
Well, whatever it is, you'll probably need weapons for it.
And your weapons?
No, I make the weapons. You'll just be carrying them for me.
It seems as though at least two of our stars share blood, as they're eventually called upon to meet with the Emperor. But when the doors close, another pair opens, down on the lowest floor, and from it comes an especially charming boy.
Hey, who are you?
I'm just here for the costume party.
These horns, are they real?
How dare you? They're a family heirloom. My parents got them off of an Oni. They've been passed down for generations.
Alright. Well, continue on your way.
Maybe there's some boon to the priesthood's influence, as other nations surely would not have been so blind to a man-slaying Oni. But do not begrudge this guard, for he has simply been guided by fate. The Emperor rarely speaks to guests directly, and yet he dismissed his most trusted aide. The voice only ever heard by his greatest allies and foes was now directed at two strangers, and one little bird who happened to be listening in.
Welcome, veterans of Edo. I need you both to head to south of Oga. There, I have been supplying a small village named Sasadango with small packets of scarlet steel and soul gems continuously for 20 years, all in preparation for this moment.
He presented them with a plate of dango wrapped in leaves. A wealth of metals moved from the mountains to some remote village in these small packets. Was such a thing even possible?
I want you, Kotetsu, to use these resources to build me a great armor, a weapon capable of breaking the stalemate at our border. This man, he pilots the Ghost Mantis, a machine capable of hiding from everyone and everything. I am giving you the task of safely escorting Lady Kotetsu through the land, no matter who may seek to prevent you.
Valet service, I see.
What makes this weapon so special?
The weapon is not special at all. Think of it more as a playground, a treasure trove for you to build whatever is necessary to win this war.
I'm in.
Oh, it sounds beneficial to me.
The deal has been sealed.
The Emperor of the White Fan was exposed to an intruder, as the horned boy swung open the doors and locked in on his well-groomed beard.
Ah, there you are.
An Oni in my court?
Ah! No, you don't!
But, let go of my horn!
Well, I hadn't planned for your entrance. Say, do you have a bone to pick with the priesthood, boy?
A tiny bone, yes.
Well,
If you're loyal in your cause against the priesthood, then you are an ally to my cause. It seems that the Emperor was quite good at rolling with the punches, but one cannot predict what will happen in a room filled with so many of the night stars, some more terrifying than others.
I guess I need someone disposable to try my new weapons on.
Oh no!
Unbeknownst to the rest of the room, the Uni's supernatural senses had detected the Kongoki who transcended death, but instead of being afraid, however, he ran straight towards him for safety from the human lady.
Whoa!
A Kongoki? What is going on here?
My motives are my own. You need not worry about me, for I am the Shadow Ascended.
I have heard of a rogue Kongoki has run rampant in my land, but so far you have not offended me. Even right now. Tell me, would you like to bring down the priesthood? Though he had not spoken, the Emperor was pleased with his wordless response. Nanako, would you house a Kongoki in your armor?
This is the second time I've had to do so. Very well. They don't take up that much space.
Excellent. You are free to do as you wish, Ascended. But if you wish to stand in opposition to the priesthood, meet with Nanako tonight, at the outskirts of the capital. In this moment, the armorsmith could not have been less interested in this meeting, and instead found her curiosity piqued by this advanced piece of skeletal machinery. Taking a few steps too close, a blade was swiftly drawn her way.
I do not mean to offend you, but will you let me study you?
The knowledge this metal holds should not concern a fleshling.
Trust me, there is more to me than my flesh.
How unexpected. Among this entourage of exceptional individuals, is there even one who seeks justice? The curtains have fallen, but this is only the first half of their story. If you wish to know what comes next, I advise you to keep an eye on this stage. Watch as they travel from Hakusen to Sasadango, and bring an answer to all of your questions. The blood spilled today will seem like a paper cut compared to the struggles to come. Come by at 2 p.m. EST on Friday this week for a taste of the hyper-Asian RPG Tenra Bansho Zero.